My beloved child, still your heart and open your spirit to receive what I am about to reveal. These words are not merely information, they are a lifeline thrown into the storm of your life. You must set aside all distractions, for what I am about to unveil will determine the direction of your coming days. Every word is a touch from heaven, and if you grasp it, it will change your destiny forever. Do you realize that not everything around you is as it seems? A subtle undercurrent is moving deception cloaked in kindness. Delay disguised as wisdom. And fear wearing the robe of caution. These do not come with a roar, but slip quietly into each small decision, each glance, each seemingly harmless word. Therefore, do not be deceived by appearances. The deceiver knows precisely when you are weakest to sow twisted thoughts, leading you to doubt even what I have spoken. I do not speak to frighten you, but to awaken you. You must see beyond the veil that not every sweet word is born of love, and not everyone close to you carries good intent. There are relationships subtly eroding your trust. There are pieces of advice pulling you off the path I have marked out. Stay awake. As written in Matthew 10:16, be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. My child, I see the silent struggles within you, the persistent thoughts that whisper you're not enough, not strong enough, not worthy. Know this, those voices are not from me. They are echoes of past wounds, the remnants of unhealed pain. Yet today, I declare over you an unshakable truth. You were created in love and bear the imprint of the Eternal One. I chose you not because you were flawless, but because I know you carry within you something more precious than any human judgment can measure. Do not let those voices become the scale by which you measure your worth. If you continue to listen to them, you will lose the most sacred awareness that you were made for a divine purpose. And when you lose that vision, you will begin to accept less than what I have prepared for you. The enemy knows this well. One who forgets their true nature cannot walk into the fullness I have designed. My child, today I speak to you. You no longer need to walk in the shadow of self-doubt. The light has come. I have sown small sparks into your soul, and if you nourish them with obedience, they will grow into an unquenchable flame. Do not wait until everything is perfect tact from where you stand. Do not wait until your heart feels strong. Begin with the small faith you still carry. Just as I used Moses' staff to part the sea, I will use the seemingly weak things within you to make a way where there is none. Now, I place before you an important choice. You can continue to follow the reasoning that delays you, or you can step into the reality of grace. Remember, your silence in the face of temptation is silent agreement. The enemy does not need your voice, only your hesitation. That is why delay must not become your snare. Tomorrow decides nothing, but one act of faith today can change the course of your life. Never forget you are not unequipped. I have placed within you discernment, courage, and a hunger for truth. These lie dormant only because you have yet to awaken them. Now is the time to reclaim the spiritual authority I have given. Speak truth even when your mind hasn't yet caught up. Declare life with your mouth even when your circumstances remain unchanged. For when you act on truth, that truth will act through you. My beloved, remember this: no one can snatch you from my hand unless you choose to let go. And I do not want to see you discouraged by hurtful words or shrinking back from senseless criticism. Keep your heart tender before me, but strong in the unseen battle. Do not surrender. Do not retreat. Walk forward in faith, and I will take care of the rest. Even when you see no results, I am working. Even when it feels like everything is still, know that things are shifting in the unseen realm. Hold fast to my word, as a diver clings to their air supply in the depths. In this season, your faith is the vessel that will carry you into wonders beyond reason. This is not a time to drift in ambiguity. It is the hour to step into divine clarity. Truth is not always gentle, but it will set you free. I do not need you strong by human measure. I need you surrendered. For in surrender, I will do the miraculous. O chosen one, the time has come to open your spiritual eyes wide, to see what is silently unfolding behind the mist of life. There are moments when all seems calm, yet a storm is forming where you least expect it. This is one of those moments. What you are facing is not merely outward circumstances, it is an invisible war in your thoughts, in your perception, and in the faith you hold. My child, there are petty voices quietly planting doubt in your heart. They whisper that you've been abandoned, that you're no longer chosen, that you've gone too far to return. But I say to you today, those are only echoes from the void places where there is no light, no life. They are not my voice, for my voice always carries life, always stirs hope, always draws you nearer to truth. As it is written in Isaiah 30:21, whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you, saying, this is the way, walk in it. Also, do you know why the enemy targets your mind so intensely? Because once your mind is occupied, your heart will waver, and your steps will falter. That is why I am pulling you out of the mental ruts that have bound you, bringing you back to the good intention I had for your life before you were formed in the womb. There are truths you must grip like a sword in battle. First, you have never been forsaken. You are not the result of a mistake or chance. Every strand of hair on your head is counted. Every tear you've cried is kept in my bottle. I not only know your name, I know your deepest fear and the dreams no one else has heard. I have always been there, in the darkest nights, in the silent moments when you thought no one heard your prayers. My child, be vigilant. The enemy doesn't always appear as the monster from fairy tales. He may hide in reasonable advice, modern ideologies, or even seemingly harmless delay. He will tell you, just one more day, or you don't have to decide now. But in every moment of hesitation, courage wanes and spiritual sharpness fades. Understand this. Delay is not merely laziness, it is erosion of faith. Like a drowsy watchman on the wall, you become an easy target if you do not stay alert. Paul wrote to the Ephesians, put on the full armor of God, so that you may stand against the schemes of the devil. Ephesians 6:11. I have given you everything you need: wisdom, promises, presence, and people to uphold you. What I ask of you is your willingness to receive and use them. Never underestimate the power of obedience in the small things. It is through daily obedience that you build spiritual sensitivity, learning to discern what is from me and what is not. Discernment is not born in flashes of brilliance, but is forged through each moment. You choose light over impulse, silence over reaction. When your soul is unsettled, do not seek answers in distractions. Do not fill your mind with noise to avoid confronting a painful question. Come to me. Pour out your heart like a child running to their father's arms in a storm. He never demanded perfection. I only ask for honesty. It is your sincerity that will open doors no one else can walk through for you. Spend time with me not as a duty, but as an irreplaceable appointment each day. Learn to be still in my presento, hear what no one else can tell you, to see what eyes cannot see. I am giving you enough light to take the next step, even if you do not see the full path. My child, you cannot win while clinging to what is draining your faith. Reevaluate the relationships that wear away your trust, the advice that confuses you, the environments that drown out my voice. Sometimes, deliverance begins with the courage to walk away from what leads you away from yourself and away from me. I am lighting a lamp within your heart to guide, to warm, to warn. Do not quench that light with doubt. Keep the flame alive through promises, through prayer, through intimacy with me. And when you feel weak, remember, it is in weakness that my strength is most clearly revealed. My dear one, you were made to walk in the light, not to stumble in the dark. You were created to hear my voice and not to drown in chaos. And you were chosen not because you were worthy, but because I love you too deeply not to call your name among millions of souls. My beloved child, pause and listen to the sound of my voice echoing within your spirit. I am speaking to you not through thunder or storm, but through a deep, gentle stillness that only souls attuned to my whisper can recognize. I am not as distant as you have imagined. In truth, I am nearer than breath itself, present in every heartbeat within your chest, in every flicker of hope that has yet to find words. Can you hear it? I am performing a mighty work within you. You have walked through barren seasons, long nights that seemed void of dawn, yet in those dark stretches, I poured into you perseverance and unwavering faith. You did not fall, for I was there lifting you, sheltering you beneath the shadow of my wings. Now, I am preparing to lead you into a new chapter, a season of fruitfulness, a time marked by grace and overflowing provision. Remember Joseph, who was once cast aside by his brothers and thrown into a pit, yet was later raised to the highest position in a foreign land. I did that for him, and I am preparing to do something just as extraordinary for you. What you have endured was not in vain. I have used every tear, every silent prayer, to lay within you a foundation stronger than stone. My child, I am calling you to step beyond your familiar comfort zone. The time has come to release the burdens that no longer serve you, the relationships whose seasons have passed, the thoughts that weigh down your soul. You cannot soar while clinging to what pulls you down. Hand them over to me, one by one, and you will see me exchange them for freedom and renewed strength. I am preparing to make your life a living testimony of my faithfulness. When others look at you, they will no longer see someone who was once broken, but a witness resurrected by the power of the Most High. Every good thing I have ordained for you has not vanished. It is waiting for the moment I unlock it. Let your faith be rekindled, like a lamp that cannot be extinguished in the night. When you choose to trust me above your emotions, when you stand firm even when no signs seem favorable, that is when you step into the realm of the miraculous. Do not worry if no one understands you, I do. Do not grieve when you are misjudged, for I see your true heart. Man looks at the outward appearance, but I look at the heart. Echat Samuel 6:10 Sheba. You are not alone on this journey. I have commissioned angels to guard you. What you have not seen is being prepared in the heavenly realms. Every prayer you have uttered still echoes before my throne. Not a moment of your life has been forgotten. I am piecing together each part of your story into a complete masterpiece, one through which my light will shine. Be watchful. Do not let the world steal your focus. I am the only source that can satisfy your soul. Come to me each morning, before the day sweeps you into its rush. Seek me when your mind is heavy, and do not forget me when you stand on the heights. I do not change whether in daylight or darkness, in seasons of ease or trial. If you offer your dreams to me, I will shape them into something whole in a way you could never have imagined. Do not cling to your own plans, for mine are far better, for my thoughts are not your thoughts. Neither are your ways my ways. Isaiah 55:8. My child, I have seen your faithfulness. Even when everything seemed against you, I know you forgave though you were wounded, gave though you had little. None of it is forgotten. I have recorded it, a leech action, every word, even the silent posture of your heart, and the time of reward draws near. I am a just God. I will reward those who do not grow weary in doing good. Dear one, do not settle for the temporary when I am preparing you for the eternal. Do not miss your calling simply because you feel unready. It is in weakness that my power is made perfect. You do not need to be flawless for me to use you, only willing. Now I call you to enter a life fully surrendered. Rid your heart of what hinders my presence, bitterness, pride, doubt, and empty passions. Clear the inner space so I may dwell in you, fully filling you with life, joy, and perfect peace. I await your response note with empty words, but with acts of faith. Begin again today. Declare that you will walk in the light, that you will not let your past define you, that you are chosen by me, redeemed at a great price, and called to shine in this world. And you will see, even on this journey, I will make you a living example of unconditional love, boundless grace, and unfailing faithfulness. My beloved, from the very beginning, I have known you. Before your form was shaped in your mother's womb, your soul existed in my divine intent. It is no accident that you were placed among the multitudes, nor coincidence that you are the one to receive deep revelations from the heavens. I chose you not because you are perfect, but because your heart is willing to follow the voice of truth. My child, I know there are times when your soul grows weary under the weight of whispers and unkind words. You felt the sting of suspicious eyes, cold attitudes, and even quiet betrayals. But do not let them dim the fire burning within you. The light I placed in you does not depend on human approval, nor can it be extinguished by mistaken opinions. That light flows from the very source of eternal life. I have seen you endure in silence, brushing away tears that no one else understood. But I understand. I see even the smallest thoughts in your heart, and I do not reject those honest emotions. You did not surrender to harsh words. Instead, you chose purity, chose to walk in holiness, and chose to entrust to me what you could have rightfully defended. And that choice has brought me delight. Do not be surprised when your presence unsettles others. When light comes, darkness retreats, and not all are ready to have the light shine into the depths of their soul. So they resist. They wound with words. They make vain efforts to dim what I am doing in your life. But do not fear. Dear one, if God is for us, who can be against us? Romans 8:31. Many times you have looked to the heavens and wondered if I am truly there. Do I hear your prayers? Do I care about the weariness in your heart? I say to you, yes. I have never taken my eyes off you. I have sent angels to guard you even in moments that seemed utterly hopeless. And in those very moments, you stood not by your strength, but by the power I poured into your soul. There are those around you who do not understand the weight of the calling you carry. They do not see the spiritual warfare behind every step you take. They do not grasp why you maintain integrity, why you do not retaliate, why you continue to hope. They only see the surface, but I see the heart. And I see a warrior roan who does not compromise with darkness, who does not collapse under temptation, who does not falter in the storm. My child, do not be shocked when some turn away, when those once close become distant. These are not random ruptures, but divine severances to lighten your path. Not everyone is meant to walk the entire journey with you, but two will never leave you. I will never forsake you. Hebrews, Shalosh Esera, Hamish. You offered your life to me, not in times of ease, but in the crucible of hardship, when no one comforted, no one encouraged, you remained faithful. That faithfulness is engraved in heaven as an indelible mark. I will not let that devotion go unrewarded. In my timing, all things will be made new. What seemed lost will be restored. The promises I have spoken will be fulfilled. Do not measure your worth by the world's estimation, for they cannot assess what I have fashioned. I call you treasure, precious gem, chosen one in a kingdom unshakable. And wherever you are, on mountaintop or in valley, I call you by the name that never changes. My child, continue to nurture a heart of gratitude and trust. Immerse yourself in my word, so it becomes a shield for your mind in contrary winds. Know this, even when no one understands you, I do. Even when every door seems shut, I hold the key to the one that leads to glory, reserved just for you. You may not yet see the full picture today, but I have already painted it. You are an essential part of a greater plan, far beyond what you can now comprehend. And when the time comes, I will reveal it to you, step by step, with tenderness and certainty. As Job once declared after his trials, my ears had heard of you, but now my eyes have seen you. Job 42:5. You too shall come to that day when what you once believed by faith will become your living reality. My child, I am doing a new thing in you. Do not look back with regret, nor look at the present with doubt. Look forward with eyes of hope, for I am drawing near not to condemn, but to restore, and to give you joy that no one can take away. And above all, hold this truth close. I did not choose you because you are strong, but so that through you, my strength might be revealed. So stand firm, for what is coming is not just a fleeting moment of goodness, but an entire season of glory in your life. My beloved child, in these seemingly quiet days, while your heart stirs like troubled waters, I know every anxious beat resonating within your soul. Do not think I do not see. Do not mistake my silence for distance. I am nearer than your own breath, closer than the tears that have yet to fall. Every silent sigh has reached my throne. And today, I want you to know this: the weakness you perceive as failure is, in truth, the very place where I am most ready to reveal my strength in its fullness. Do you remember Joseph, betrayed by his own brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, and abandoned in a cold prison cell? Yet it was there, that place that seemed like the end, that I began the work of raising him to a position no one could have foreseen. Your life, no matter what chapter you're in, is never beyond my reach. Quietly, I am weaving a story that surpasses all you could imagine. All I ask is this: keep trusting my hand. My child, if you feel crushed by invisible burdens, release them. Surrender them all to Metha, searing memories. The unspoken wounds, the shattered dreams. Do not hold anything back. The tighter you cling, the more life slips away. But if you place them into my hands, I will transform them into radiant jewels, gleaming in my kingdom, bearing witness to a redeemed journey. Listen closely. Your emotions do not define your worth in my eyes. I do not see you through the lens of fleeting feelings or momentary failures. I see your true being, a soul born from my heart, bearing a sacred imprint that can never be erased. When you falter, I do not turn away. When you are weary, I do not retreat. I remain, faithfully waiting to lift you up, renew you, and show you a path you never imagined. Some delays in your life are not denials, but protection. I see what lies ahead even when you cannot. In the waiting, I am shaping your inner being, refining your faith like golden fire. Every moment of patience is a step deeper into spiritual maturity. Do not let restlessness pull you away from the process that is leading you into all I have ordained. My child, remember this: my promises are never delayed indefinitely. Every word that has gone forth from my mouth will not return void, but will surely fulfill the purpose I set for it. Though your circumstances may seem unchanged, I am changing you, and when you are renewed, your circumstances will yield to the eternal plan I have already begun. You may think you're too small to make a difference, but remember the boy with 5 loaves and 2 fish. When he gave it all to me, I multiplied it beyond measure, enough to feed thousands. Likewise, if you bring me the little in your hands, nothing will be impossible. It is in simplicity and obedience that the greatest miracles are born. My beloved, I did not call you to merely survive, but to live abundantly. I do not want you trudging through each day with a weary heart and an empty spirit. I long for you to be filled with strength, joy, and unshakable peace. But to receive it, you must open your heart to me daily, not only when you need help, but even when you simply want to say thank you, for I am always here. Build the habit of meeting me in stillness. Let your mornings begin with thanksgiving. Let your noontime be a moment of communion. And when night falls, let your whispered words rise to my throne like fragrant incense. I do not require eloquent prayers, only a sincere heart. Just a breath is enough to draw me near, for I have never left. I know, my child, that sometimes you doubt yourself. I know there are moments when you sit in darkness wondering whether you matter at all. But I say to you, no one else can take the place I made for you. No one else can reach the souls that only you are destined to touch. Every obedient step you take sends ripples into eternity. So do not let discouragement or others' opinions turn you back. Do not let your past steal the future I am unfolding before your eyes. Walk forward with commitment. Rise, even when no one is cheering you on. I am the one who has upheld you since the womb, and I will not forsake you mid-journey. I am painting something wondrous. Though you may only see scattered pieces, I see the entire picture. And when the time comes, You will witness how each seemingly disconnected part fits perfectly together to reveal my glory through your life. As in Isaiah 41:10, I declare to you, do not fear. For I am with you, do not be dismayed. For I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. That word is still alive and active even now, and especially for you. In this very moment, so rise. Shake off every remnant of doubt. Walk as one who is deeply loved, shaped by the hand of the Almighty. You are not alone, not once, and never will be. For I, your Lord, am right here, ready to lead you through every storm, into a new season, and into the fullness of life you have longed for. My beloved, open wide your heart and let me in, not only as Savior, but as the rightful King over your life, the supreme commander on the unseen battlefield of your soul. I do not enter with noise, but with gentleness and unwavering strength. When you feel weak and everything seems to slip from your grasp, that is not the end. It is the beginning of a divine intervention. I am drawing you closer than ever. You think lifting your hands is a sign of surrender? Yes, but not of defeat. In my kingdom, it is a declaration that you know the source of true power. Remember Moses? When his hands were raised during battle, the people prevailed. When he grew weary and lowered them, the enemy seemed to gain ground. But in that moment, his companions held his hands steady, and victory came as if already ordained. Exodus 17:11-12. So, my child, lift your hands not out of exhaustion, but as a proclamation of spiritual triumph, not by your might, but by my powerful presence. Pause and look back on your journey. There were moments you thought you couldn't go on, yet a strength beyond you lifted you. There were tearful prayers you weren't sure I heard, but I heard. And not only did I hear, I moved. I stepped into that situation, silently shifting the outcome, preparing something better than what you asked for. Now, in your hands is a weapon no one can take. Faithfulness, forged in trials, refined through suffering, and now gleaming in your hands as a testimony that you are the warrior I have trained. When the enemy tries to sow fear, remember, nothing can shake the one I stand beside. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Psalm 23:4. Let those words shield your mind like a mighty defense. Do not let the words of others wound your heart. I know there are times you feel inadequate, unworthy, misunderstood, but I understand. I am the one who engraved your name on the palms of my hands. Isaiah 49:16. Not a moment passes without my eyes upon you, without my care for every breath you take. So when sorrow rushes in like a wave, don't face it alone. Let me be your refuge. Let me be the shelter, the home you can always return to. When your heart feels like dry ground, draw near to me. I will pour my grace upon you, not with thunderous floods, but gentle drops that seep deep and soften every hardened part. I will refresh your soul with peace beyond understanding, ease your burdens, and awaken in you a quiet, enduring strength. You may think you're not good enough, but remember, I did not choose you for your perfection. I loved you before you were formed in your mother's womb. My love does not shift with your actions. I have sealed it upon you as an irrevocable promise. And when you fall, I do not cast you aside. I stoop down, reach out, and wait for you to take my hand. All you need is to believe again that I truly love you. And nothing, not your past, your failures, nor your wounds can separate you from that love. Romans 8:38-39. My child, every tear you shed is not wasted. They are sacred seeds, watered by my faithfulness. They will yield healing, growth, and a fuller life. Offer me even the parts of you you're most ashamed of, the dreams you thought were dead, the hopes you've hidden away. I will breathe life into them again, in a way only I can. And at the end of the day, when you are tired, come home. I am still here. I will not judge, condemn, or ask why you were weak. I will simply open my arms, hold you close, and whisper, I am still here, and I never left. You will find rest again. You will be restored. And tomorrow, you will rise with a steadier heart, clear eyes, and a stronger faith. I have placed a crown upon your head unseen by men, but known well in heaven. It is the mark of perseverance, a sign of the silent battles you've overcome in faith. And I, who have seen it all, rejoice in your victories as if they were my own, for truly, we are one, I and you and me, whether you are in the valley or on the mountaintop. Know this, I still hold your hand. And when you lift yours, it is not just a gesture, it is a declaration that you are living under the covering, the power, and the everlasting love of a God who never fails. My beloved child, amidst panic and days full of upheaval, I have not left your side for even a moment. When those around you fall into anxiety, when toxic whispers try to entangle your mind, remember, I stand beside you as a steadfast and unchanging refuge. Do not let your soul panic with the crowd, for I am the one who holds you and your loved ones in the palm of my hand. I do not merely watch from afar. I am moving powerfully and tenderly to establish an invisible wall of protection around you. No force, however cunning or fierce, can pierce the covering I have given. Even before you knew my name, I made a promise to you that what I have placed in your soul will surpass all that is fleeting in this world. You will face grief and losses that feel unbearable, but this is not the end. It is transformation, a journey through which I refine your faithfulness. Every seeming loss clears the path for a greater fullness to come. For nothing of mine is ever destroyed forever. As Joseph once said in Genesis 50:20, you intended to harm me, but God intended it for good. So do not define your worth by what is past. Instead, look to my hand, which is preparing to open the next door. Remain watchful. There are souls who quietly plot against you, thinking they can alter the destiny I have ordained. They believe that with secret words and hidden deeds, they can block the path of glory I am unveiling. But they walk upon rotting ground, laid by their own hands. Do not fear them. Let me be the final word in your life. I did not come to argue with the wicked. I came to shield you from them. When you feel judged, misunderstood, or pushed aside, do not seek revenge. Turn your heart toward the source of gentleness and mercy. It is there you will find me. In the silence, you will hear my voice whispering, I have never left you. I am the keeper of promises every morning. As sure as the rising sun, do not forget I am not a man, that I should lie or change my mind. Let your soul rest in that certainty. My child, there will be times when I ask you to humble yourself, not because you are less than others, but because through humility, sacred treasures are unveiled. When you remain quiet in the storm, you will understand that true peace does not depend on circumstances, but on my presence within you. Do not rush to argue for victory, for I am your advocate. I know your heart, and I will not allow righteousness to be trampled. Open your heart to receive my comfort. The tears you've shed were never in vain. I have gathered each one, living testimonies of your steadfast journey. When you have no strength to speak, just remain with me. Your presence is enough. The unspoken cries of your soul have reached my throne, for I understand you more deeply than you know. Beloved child, let the past rest in my hands. The mistakes, the regrets, the moments you thought yourself lost, I can turn them into a foundation for the new. As you release them, you make room for the visions I long to pour out. No one can take from you what I have ordained for you from the beginning. What is mine will be preserved, and I alone hold the authority to both give and guard it. Rise up and speak gratitude, and not only when you see blessings, but even in the waiting. Thanksgiving is the language of faith. When you praise, the heavens open. When you trust, miracles begin to form. I have not forgotten a single moment you cried, fought, or stood firm in the desert. Dry seasons only prepare the soil for fresh rain. If you've thought my silence has lasted too long, know this, that silence was the space where I built within you an enduring strength. Like the fig tree cursed for bearing no fruit, I do not desire appearances without substance. I want you to bear fruit in season, and your season, my precious one, is drawing near. Call upon me when you are afraid. When you feel weak, my name carries power. It needs no grand ceremony. Just a cry from the depths, Lord Jesus, and I will come, lifting you as I have many times before. But this time, you will not only be healed, you will be sent. Because you have known pain, you will carry compassion. Because you have suffered loss, you will cherish blessing. Because you've walked in darkness, you will bring light to others. Offer this day to me and begin again. From this very moment, I await you not with condemnation, but with open arms. When all else fades, one thing remains unchanged, my eternal love for you, and that love can never be taken away. My child, open your heart and hear me, for today I come to teach you something vital. I never promised the world would be gentle, but I assure you nothing will unfold without my permission. I, who hold your destiny, also work all things for good, for those who love and obey me. Remember when Peter stood on the sea, surrounded by waves, she stepped out of the boat, his eyes fixed on me. In that moment, he did not sink, but when he looked at the wind and the waves, fear crept in, and he began to drown. Likewise, if you fix your gaze on what rises around you, the worries, the criticisms, the unresolved pain, you will lose direction. But if you fix your eyes on me, you will be upheld by my unwavering hand. Perhaps you are walking through a season where everything seems to be closing. Doors you hoped would open have slammed shut. Those you trusted may have left without explanation. But I ask you this, do you believe I am big enough to part the Red Sea again? Do you believe I still perform miracles like turning water to wine, giving sight to the blind, or strength to the lame? Know this, I am never far from you. even on days when you cannot sense my presence. My love is not dependent on your feelings or the circumstances around you. When you are silent, I still whisper. When you cry out in despair, I still listen. No prayer of yours is ever lost. No tear you've shed is forgotten. Each one is kept by me as a testament of your love and faithfulness. Do not let your heart be swayed by the noise of the world. Those voices may be loud and overwhelming, but they hold no authority over my word. I am the one who spoke, and light appeared. I am the one who declared, and life was formed. And now I speak to you. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. Your journey is not over. Stand and declare your faith even if your knees tremble. Even if your eyes are wet, say to yourself, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Psalm 91:2. You don't need to appear strong in human terms. It is enough to stand firm in your faith in me. True strength is not in muscles or loud voices, but in obedience and a surrendered heart. When others do not believe in what I've placed inside you, do not try to prove anything. Simply continue walking with me. I will testify on your behalf. I will lift you from among the crowd and place you in the right place at the right time. Let me be the voice that defends you. Let your transformation be the living proof of my power. You do not need to carry the weight of everything. I did not call you to bear it all, but to learn to release and trust me to complete the rest. Learn from the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap, yet your Father feeds them. And who are you? You are the one redeemed by precious blood, engraved in the palm of my hand. You are worth far more than any other creation. I invite you to live with the heart of a pilgrim, not planting your roots too deeply in this world. All that is seen and heard will pass away, but what I've sown in your soul is eternal. I do not seek outer perfection. I seek a true heart. Do not strive to become someone else to be loved. Be yourself, the one I formed from dust, breathed life into, and called very good. Answer, you will be restored not merely outwardly, but from the root. I am leading you into a season of renewal, but for that to come, you must learn to let go. Release bitterness. Release the past. Release self-blame. For if your hands cling to what has died, they will not be free to receive the living gifts I am offering. Let your heart open like a field receiving the first rains. Do not resist. Do not harden. Do not fear the unknown. It is in the unfamiliar soil that I will cause miracles to sprout. Prepare to witness what eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, and hearts have not imagined, for I am the one who does exceedingly above all you ask or think. When night falls, do not assume the light is gone. Sometimes, I teach you how to see in the dark, and it is when no one else is with you that you will realize I never left. My beloved, listen to my words in this quiet moment when your heart is searching for an anchor amid all the change. I do not come to you in the storm or in the clamor, but in the gentle breeze where your heart can hear my whisper. I know every anxious thought, every longing you haven't dared to speak. Nothing in you is hidden from my sight. I have walked with you through every bruise, every shattered dream, every time you stood up when you had no strength left. Though you may feel small among many, in my eyes, your worth exceeds all human measure. Do you remember my words through the prophet Isaiah? I have called you by name. You are mine. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. When you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. Isaiah 43:1-2. That promise was not only for long ago, It lives today, within the very path you now walk. I did not call you only to abandon you halfway. I did not stir dreams in your heart to watch them wither in silence. What I have planted in your soul will bloom in due season. As long as you remain faithful, you may believe your failures have defined your life. But I say this, no failure can erase what I have decreed over you. I do not see you through the lens of your mistakes, but through the light of redemption. Every ending you fear, I can turn into a beginning. Every hidden wound, I can make the place where my light shines the brightest. Like clay in the potter's hand, you are being shaped not to fit the world's ideals, but to become a vessel worthy of divine purpose. When you grow weary from things not yet fulfilled, remember, my timing is not your timing. I see the whole picture, while you see only a part. My silence is not forgetfulness, it is preparation. I am moving in unseen ways. I am writing your story not for a fleeting moment, but for my glory through the entire journey. Do not measure your worth by others' timelines. Delay does not mean defeat. Sometimes, what feels like delay is my loving protection. My child, you have prayed with your whole heart, with tears, with innocence, with sincere faith. Never believe I did not hear. Every prayer is etched into my heart, even when the answers delay or arrive in ways you do not expect. When Moses faced the Red Sea, he saw no way forward. But when I spoke, the waters parted. My deliverance defy logic. I make the impossible possible, and I can do the same for you. Lift your eyes, and let your soul be lit by undying hope. When you trust me through uncertainty, when you choose to stand, though your heart trembles, it is then that faith takes root. Let me reach into the places you still hide. Let my light enter what you have kept locked away. Nothing is too dark for my light to penetrate. No wound is too deep for my hand to heal. The very things that once broke you, I will use as foundations for your rising. The shame you once carried, I will transform into wisdom for others. My love knows no bounds, no conditions, no shadow of turning. Remember, I am present in every moment, in the gentle dawn, in the sigh at midnight, in the eyes of a companion, and even in the silence when no one else understands. I am the one who once turned water into wine, gave sight to the blind, and raised the dead to life. I have not changed. That power lives on today, and it is working in your life. Begin again. If you must, walk even if your steps still shake. I will take your hand. Do not be ashamed of needing help. Remember even David, the man after my heart, once wept, once feared, he once failed, but he returned, and I did not reject him. In the same way, I will not reject you. My child, each day is an invitation for you to draw near to me. Let my words be more than sound, let them be life itself. Do not merely hear with your ears, but listen with your soul. Treasure these words in your heart as precious gems. When the storm rages, open that treasure, and you will find strength. When you lose your way, remember that my light never fades. You belong to me. Your presence is no accident. You were chosen to live, to love, to reflect the glory of the one who formed you. So live worthy of that calling. Walk with gratitude and courage. You are evidence of my faithfulness. My child, under the radiance of unfathomable wisdom, I see you rising through the intricate layers of life, even in the moments when you yourself cannot explain the path you're on. Yet I know your every step. Not a single moment escapes me. The shifting seasons, the endless nights, the quiet tears, they are not meaningless. I am painting a grander picture beyond your present understanding. As David once wrote, "When I'm afraid, I put my trust in you," Psalm 56:3. You too can lean on me in all circumstances. There are days when you wonder why trials come relentlessly, while others seem to walk an easier path. But you cannot yet see that the roads few dare to travel often lead to the deepest transformations. The valleys are not to bury you, but to sow within you seeds of courage, discernment, and compassion for those also grappling in the dark. In your silent endurance, I am quietly building within you enduring virtues that nothing can take away. Do not hastily doubt my delays. Waiting is not neglected, is a sacred space where you are molded, taught, and reshaped into eternal substance. Remember Joseph, once sold into slavery by his brothers, who endured long years of hardship before becoming a source of salvation for a nation. Your life, too, is being written in this way, every detail divinely arranged to prepare you for greatness. Do not let the silence trouble your heart. In moments where heaven seems quiet, I am powerfully at work behind the scenes. Every word you utter in prayer does not fall into emptiness. They reach my heart and are kept like sacred oil in golden bowls, poured out in due time to refresh the dry places of your soul. Let go of the anxiety over another's pace. I do not measure you by immediate outcomes, but by silent faithfulness in the smallest acts. When you love quietly, when you forgive without applause, when you persist without recognition, I see it all. That steadfastness is the sweetest song in heaven's ears. My child, I want you to know that every moment you walk in obedience is a sacred hymn resonating in the spiritual realm. No need for display, no need for praise, only a simple heart that trusts. And I will do great things through you. As Paul wrote, "My power is made perfect in weakness," 2 Corinthians 12:9. So even when you feel small or lacking, to be at peace, for that is the fertile ground where I move. I do not ask you to be perfect before coming to me. Instead, I invite you to come in weakness, confusion, and with all the swirling questions in your heart. When you give them to me, I do not scold, embrace you with mercy and understanding. I will not erase your past as though it never existed, but I will transform it into the very material from which a greater future is built, greater than you have ever dared to imagine. Each day is an opportunity to begin again. Though you may have failed yesterday, today brings fresh grace like morning dew. You do not need to strain to prove anything. I love you not for what you achieve, but for who you are, soul-bearing, my image, marked with eternity. Let me lead you to places you've never dared to dream. This is not mere human success, but a new depth of being where you live, not from fear, but from fullness, where you are no longer driven by judgment, but guided by truth, where you do not need to hide your wounds, but let them testify to miraculous healing. My beloved, when you feel lost at life's crossroads, remember that I am holding your hand. You are being shaped into the person the world needs, a living witness of unchanging love. So keep walking, keep trusting. Just remember, you are never alone. On every path, whether smooth or rugged, brilliant or dim, I am with you. I am not only the author of your story, but the one who will complete it in glory. Dear one, your first breath each day is not by chance. It is a sign that I am still with you, that my mercy still overflows, and that you are given yet another chance to draw closer to my eternal will. I am not distant, not silent, not indifferent. On the contrary, I am present in every seemingly still moment, in every glance at the sky, in every unshed tear. I have engraved your name on the palm of my hand, Isaiah 49:16, and nothing can erase my promises to you. I see the moments you hide your sighs in the dark, when your heart is breaking, but you wear a calm face. But you do not have to be strong before me. Come near with a sincere heart, and I will soothe your soul's burdens with my presence. When the world pulls you into its whirlwind of hurry and worry, I hold a steady rhythm, the pulse of eternal life, of unchanging truth. You may believe that what you've endured has damaged you too much to begin again. But I say to you, no wound is beyond my healing. Just as a barren vine can sprout again when watered, your spirit will bloom when steeped in my love. I do not remember your wrongs as an endless sentence. I remember you as a precious child, worthy of love and restoration. So take off the mask of self-blame and let the light of my forgiveness shine into the depths of your heart. You do not need to live burdened by future worries or past regrets. Each day I give is a fresh page, and every line you write in faith becomes a song sung in heaven. When you learn to be still, I will teach you to hear whispers the world cannot guidance, reminders, and truths that transform your entire view of life. I do not call you merely to give answers. I offer you my very self, the one who turns emptiness into everlasting abundance. Do not be deceived by the noise outside. You do not need to chase the chaos or strive to meet expectations that aren't from me. Everything in this world shifts power, opinions, trends, they come and go, but I never change. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever, Hebrews 13:8. That is the foundation upon which you can build your entire life. My child, what you see as a closed door, I can turn into a wide open path. What you consider failure, I can use as a stepping stone into deeper purpose. Sometimes, rejection is protection. Sometimes, delay is a chance to grow. And in every event, great or small, I am weaving a meaningful story that only in hindsight will you fully understand. When you gaze at the sky, remember, it is not just a vast expanse, it is a living testimony of my faithful presence. The stars do not forget to rise in their place. The sun does not forget to shine each morning. Likewise, I do not forget what I've promised you. I know every longing, every hidden desire, and I am guiding you step by step into the destiny that matches the worth I have placed within your soul. Beloved, do not underestimate the power of gratitude. A word of thanks in adversity is not only an expression of trust, it opens the gates of the soul, allowing me to work more deeply within you. When you choose gratitude over complaint, you shift your inner space from barren to fruitful. Just like the widow in Scripture who had only a little oil, but offered it in faith, I made sure it never ran out until the rains came. What is small in your hands can become a miracle when placed in mine. I do not only see you as you are, but as who you are becoming. Every loving act, every courageous step of obedience, even unseen, is counted by me. No work done in love and trust is ever wasted. every act of forgiveness, every time you choose what is right over what is easy, is a step closer to your divine destiny. Remember, the stirring in your spirit as you read these words is not a coincidence. It is a reminder that I am calling you back, not to carry more, but to release, not to strive harder, but to surrender more fully, not to race, but to walk in my rhythm, the rhythm of grace. You are part of an unshakable plan. Whenever you feel weary from uncertainty, return to the quiet, where you can hear me say again, I am still here, and I will not leave, ever. For my love for you is not built on conditions or performance. It is rooted in who I am, the faithful one, full of mercy and justice. Live with the assurance that you do not walk alone. Every trial is not meant to defeat you, but to prepare you. Every delay is not an obstacle, but a chance for faith to grow. And each new day is a witness that I am still inviting you into the miraculous. So lift your head, my beloved. My arms are open. Let me lead you into the place where every promise finds its fulfillment. My beloved child, I want you to know that no act of goodness you do is ever meaningless. Even the simplest deed, born from sincere compassion, can set off a ripple effect far beyond your imagining, like circles spreading on water's surface. It doesn't need to be grand, nor acknowledged, nor even known. If you do it from the heart, your light has quietly touched a soul you may never meet. I see it, and I remember, as Jesus once said, whoever gives one of these little ones even a cup of cold water, he shall by no means lose his reward. Matthew Esser Beim Vashtaim. Stand tall as a lamp in the long night, not for yourself, but for the souls wandering in the dark, searching for a glimmer of hope to come home. When you choose words that heal instead of judge, when you open your heart to listen rather than turn away, you are bringing my image into this world. I am not calling you to perfection. I seek in you a heart willing to love, even when the world grows cold, and when you open your heart to give. It is then you will feel my divine strength flowing into you, for I am always there, upholding those who walk in love. Know this, the greatness of your life is not measured by visible victories, but by the quiet faithfulness in the path I have called you to walk. Let kindness be your compass, and let my peace be the cloak that guards your mind each day. When you choose forgiveness over resentment, connection over isolation, compassion over condemnation, you are truly living the life I have given you. I did not create you to be cut off from the world, but to be leaven in the dough, salt of the earth, a light on a hill. I know in your time, many voices strive to divide, to drown out empathy. Walls rise from hurt, distrust, and difference. But I tell you this, none of these things can stop the power of true love. When you allow your heart to reach those the world rejects, when you choose to speak healing into wounds long hidden, you become a vessel of grace, something that can only come from my living presence within you. I do not desire sameness among you, but harmony. Each of you is gifted uniquely with your own experiences, your own voice, yet all are invited to come together under love. When you set aside non-essential differences, when you choose to collaborate instead of compete, when you build instead of break down, it is I who am moving among you to establish a lasting kingdom on this earth. You may see a world more divided, hearts colder, and conflict easier than compassion. But my child, Don't let yourself be swept away by that current. True love is not dictated by others' reactions. It is a choice to keep loving even when hurt, to keep forgiving even when betrayed, and to keep praying even when every door seems closed. I forgave you, not because you earned it, but because I love you. So you too must forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you understand what it means to be forgiven. Real change does not come from enforced rules, but from the transformation of a soul that has been loved and accepted. When love reaches the root of pain, the shells of resistance melt away, revealing a renewed person, healed, guided, and called to do the impossible. Do not seek outward change if your heart has not been renewed. Let me cleanse your thoughts, soften the noise within, and fill your mind with what brings life. When your thoughts are clouded with doubt, you will walk in fear. But when your mind is filled with my promises, you will walk in power. As the Apostle Paul wrote, "Do not conform to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Romans 12:2. Guard your thoughts carefully. Do not allow the seeds of fear, anger, or doubt to take root. Every time you nurture a positive thought, every time you reject negativity, you are sowing a harvest of hope and blessing. Your light matters more than you know. Don't wait for someone else to do what is right. Be the one who begins. Don't wait for the world to change. Live as though the change has already begun in you. And above all, let me be the center of everything you do. I will walk with you, lead you, and turn every simple act into something mighty in my divine plan. My beloved, I am calling you to step into a deeper life, a life where your soul is open to receive the true light that flows from my presence. Each day that passes is not just a series of random events, but part of a carefully designed plan from above. I did not create you to merely exist amid noise and meaninglessness, but to live a life of depth, direction, and purpose, carrying the light of heaven itself. That is why I long for you to be intentional about what you allow into your heart and mind. Child, your soul is a sacred garden. If you sow into it the seeds of truth, wisdom, and peace, the harvest will be full of life and hope. But if you let in chaotic thoughts of fear, doubt, and confusion, the garden will dry out and be overrun with thorns. This is why I remind you to guard the gates of your heart. As the scriptures say, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Proverbs 4:23. Be mindful of what you read, what you watch, and whose words you let shape your faith. These things will either lift you closer to me or subtly pull you further away. Don't take that lightly. Spiritual distance often creeps in like water carving into stone, not all at once, but little by little. Choose what soothes your soul, strengthens your resolve, and reminds you of my name. When you seek wisdom, I will give generously, as a father who never withholds from his children. And don't forget, though you speak to yourself is also a space I long to heal. When you fail, do you condemn yourself harshly, or do you remember that I am the one who forgives, ready to lift you up and set you back on your path? My forgiveness is not a one-time event, but a steady stream, enough to refresh your soul daily. As David prayed, create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Psalm 50:10. When you learn to treat yourself with the same kindness and forgiveness I have extended to you, you will know how to offer that same grace to others. And when you begin to live this way, you become a reflection of my nature not only in word, but in a life soaked in compassion, endurance, and gratitude. Remember, love does no harm to a neighbor. And in that love, every command is fulfilled. My child, I know there are times when you wonder if you are truly hearing my voice. Is it really me speaking, or just an echo of your own heart? Let me tell you, my voice does not come with noise or threats, but as a whisper on the still wind. I am the one who does not change, ever faithful. My word will never contradict my nature, righteousness, mercy, and truth. When you learn to quiet yourself and listen in faith, you will find my encouragement and guidance woven into everyday life. Even in your doubts, I do not turn away. I am not offended by your honest questions. I welcome them as doors to deeper understanding. Just as Thomas doubted my resurrection, and I still offered him my hands to touch the wound, so too do I prove that my love is never shaken by your frailty. I also long for you to become one who seeks true inner transformation, not just external behavior. Rules may shape actions, but only love lit by my presence can soften hearts, heal wounds, and awaken what once lay dead. When your soul is renewed, everything around you begins to transform. Every loving gesture, every gentle word, every timely embrace, these all become marks of my kingdom on earth. Never forget, you are not alone in this vast crowd. You are part of a greater body, into which I have placed you uniquely with gifts and a purpose like no other. When you live fully in that role, you will not only find fulfillment, but you will awaken life in those around you. By working together in love, my children will build a sanctuary for truth, justice, and mercy in the midst of a broken world. My beloved child, learn to pay attention to the subtle signs I am weaving into the fabric of your everyday life. I may reveal myself through a kind stranger, a timely word of encouragement, or a song that stirs your heart on a quiet morning. Each moment is like a gentle reminder, I am still here. I have never left you. As it is written in Deuteronomy 31:6, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them. For the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you, nor forsake you. Hemsing, do not question your worth or be ashamed of the small steps you take. Walk in trust. Open your heart to me, and you will see that life is not merely about surviving, it is about stepping into the abundant life I have prepared for you. My presence is near not only to accompany you, but to refresh every corner of your soul. And one day, you will look back with a grateful heart and say, truly, the Lord has done this. Oh, my child, I do not look at outward appearances the way the world does. I see the hidden things in your heart, those pure desires that quietly stir within you. While the world races after fame and recognition, I listen to your whispered prayers in the darkness, prayers no one else hears but me. That is when you are most real, when your tears need not be hidden, and your heart is bare in unguarded sincerity. In those moments, I see true nobility. I once chose a humble shepherd to be king over my people. In David, I saw not only a caretaker of sheep, but a heart that pursued mine. Never underestimate the power of simplicity and faithfulness. Your quiet acts carry a weight far beyond the loudest praise. Even when no human glory is given, heaven remembers every step taken in love. Do not be discouraged if your kindness goes unnoticed, for in the appointed time, I will reward you in ways you have never imagined. When you encounter correction or seasons of refining, do not think that I am angry or have abandoned you. I discipline those I love. Just as a gardener prunes the vine so it may bear more fruit, I remove what hinders your growth. Pain is not a sign of distance, but proof that I am investing in you. Pruning is merely a necessary stage that brings forth a richer harvest. Embrace the training as evidence that you are mine, and that I am leading you to a greater height. When you are weak, know that I am closer than ever. I do not retreat when you fail, nor do I turn away when you fall. I lift you with hands full of mercy. No mistake you make can alter my love for you. Do not let guilt steal the hope I have given. If you confess and turn back, then, as it is written in 1 John 1-9, He is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. Do not view your past as a weight you must carry, but as proof of the great grace that is actively at work in you. My child, when you speak words of comfort to a broken heart, or when you silently pray for others, you are reflecting my light. Never underestimate the power of a gentle gesture or a timely word. You may be the very one I have sent an oasis in the desert for a soul thirsting for hope. And when you feel lost, when the path ahead is unclear, when every plan seems to crumble, know that it is not the end. It is a turning point for me to rewrite your story in a more glorious way. As I declared in Isaiah 43-19, Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. I am the one who brings beauty from ashes, who turns the impossible into reality. My child, give me your doubts, your wounds, your fear of rejection, and even the parts of yourself you believe no one could love. I will not cast you away. I do not despise what you keep hidden. It is in those very places that I will begin my work healing and restoring. If you feel too weak to go on, just call my name. I am nearer than your breath. Be still for a moment, and you will hear me in the whisper of the wind at your window, in the song of a bird, or through a friend's unexpected words that strike your heart. That is me, confirming you are not alone. I am using every means to remind you that you belong to me, and that nothing, not failure, nor life's fiercest storms can separate you from my love. Walk in the confidence that my hand still holds yours. Do not only look at what is in front of you, see through the eyes of faith. For I rarely work through what is predictable, but often reveal wonder through what seems most ordinary. Wait, be faithful, and stay ready. Keep these words like a seed in your heart. At the right time, it will sprout into an immeasurable harvest. And when others see you, they will see not just a person, but a living testimony of my kindness and grace. You are the light I have kindled to shine in a world that is forgetting hope. And I have never forgotten you, not for a second. Not once. Not ever. Today, I come to you not in thunder or consuming fire, but in the gentle breath of stillness, so you may recognize that I am near. I see the quiet longing within you, the unspeakable yearning that echoes in your soul like a sound from eternity. My child, what I desire is not a mask of virtue, but a sincere heart, brave enough to open before me in truth and humility. When you sigh in the night, when tears fall unnoticed, I see. I am there. And in the moments when no one else hears, I am listening with the full heart of your Creator. My child, the most precious things are often hidden from human eyes. I see your heart, and I treasure every act of courage. Every moment of forgiveness you offer, even when turning away would be easier. When you pause amid your busyness to uplift a weary soul, you are partnering with me in heavenly work. I remember even the smallest gesture, even if the world never mentions your name. I want you to remember, stand firm, even when the way is not clear. My light may not shine like a spotlight, but it is always enough to guide your next step. As Job once declared, "Though he slay me, yet will I trust him." Job 13:15. I call you to hold fast to your faith, not because you understand everything, but because you trust that I am faithful. If you ever feel alone in your most important decisions, do not believe that I have abandoned you. Sometimes, my silence is not absence, but an invitation to hear the whisper of my spirit within. I am teaching you to grow, so you will no longer be shaken by storms, but stand firm on the solid rock that is me. Do not forget when you face failure. Do not rush to conclude that you have strayed. I do not define you by your stumbles, but by the courage to rise and go on. Remember Peter, who denied me 3 times. Yet I called him back and made him the foundation of the first church. No one is too far from me to be restored, and nothing you have done can cancel the love I have for you. Know this, my child, no prayer of yours is ever in vain. Even when the answer seems delayed, I am working behind the veil of time. Be persistent like the widow seeking justice. For he who knocks, the door will be opened. Matthew 7-8. I do not ignore your voice. I am setting the perfect time to act for your greatest good. When your soul is weary, let me be your refuge. My beloved child, in this chaotic world, many exchange their soul for fleeting peace. But I give you a peace, not as the world gives a peace that surpasses all understanding. Guarding your heart and mind in me, let that peace take root deep within, so that even in the storm, you will not be swept away. I know you carry things yet unspoken, perhaps disappointments over unfulfilled promises, or wounds that have not healed. Let me heal you with my truth. Truth that not only exposes, but restores. I do not merely touch the wound. I recreate life where pain once lived. Give me that authority in your life, and you will witness wonders beyond imagination. Do not let your heart be deceived by the whisper of doubt. Your enemy wants you to believe you've gone too far to return. But I say the opposite, because you are on the edge of breaking. My grace is stronger than ever. Just as the prodigal son was welcomed home with open arms, so I too am waiting for you with all affection and limitless forgiveness. Be courageous and walk forward, for you are not alone. Angels are being dispatched to guard your way. My promises to you are not invalidated by time, and my love does not weaken with your frailty. Put your trust in me, for I am the one who has never broken a promise and never will. Believe this, you are my light, entrusted with a sacred mission in a world crying out for hope. Live that calling not out of striving, but as the natural response of a heart that has been redeemed. My beloved child, I am watching you from the highest realms of the universe, and my heart trembles with deep love for you. Not a single glance of yours escapes me. Not a single tear falls without my notice. You are not a number, not a nameless figure in the crowd. You are a precious gem held in the palm of my hand. A radiant spark I called forth from the void. Pause for a moment and understand this. Everything you are going through today, whether it be the brilliance of dawn or the gloom of night, is being used by me to shape a miracle in your life. My child, do not let outward appearances discourage you. I do not look at temporary results, but at the transformation within, where you learn to listen, to trust, and to walk not by feelings, but by my word. There are paths I will close, not to punish you, but to save you from wrong turns. I see ahead what your eyes cannot. And in mercy, I guide you with unopened doors, so that you do not wander where I am not present. When you feel exhausted, remember that I created you not to fall, but to overcome. I did not shape your soul from fragile matter, but from my very breath. Within every cell of your being is my imprint, a living testimony that you are not ordinary. Each time you stumble, I do not condemn, but bend low to lift you. Every time you lose your way, I do not abandon, but rekindle the lamp to guide you home. My precious one, each time you choose what is right when no one sees, each time you forgive instead of retaliate, each time you keep praying, even when the answer hasn't come, you move heaven. These acts, small in the eyes of the world, are great victories in mine. Your life is not meaningless. You are composing a spiritual symphony, and every note echoes to my throne of glory. Believe that I never let a promise fall to the ground in vain. What I have spoken over you, I will fulfill in its appointed time. Even if your current season is one of tears, the next shall be one of joyful harvest. You will no longer walk in shadows, but become a beacon of light in the dark for many lost souls. I have destined this for you, and nothing will hinder it, as long as you cling to me, my child. As a new day begins, walk as one destined to overcome. Say to yourself, whatever comes today, I will not be shaken. The one who holds tomorrow is holding my hand. I am not alone. Speak into the atmosphere words of life, of trust, of gratitude, and praise, and you will see the spiritual skies above you begin to shift. My beloved, know this one truth that nothing in this world can deny. I love you with a love that is unconditional, unfading, and limitless. No sin is too great for me to forgive. No mistake is powerful enough to separate you from my embrace. This love is not a concept, it is an eternal reality, an unchanging truth, an irrevocable promise. Let that love become the foundation for every choice you make. And as you live from that place, nothing can stop you from becoming who I created you to be. Under the tender light of my presence, your life is woven from moments carefully chosen out of a love that surpasses all understanding. From the moment you were formed in your mother's womb, I was there watching each heartbeat, waiting for the day you would understand that no step you take is without my imprint. Even when you bow your head from weariness or feel invisible in the rush of life, I am gently holding you with silent compassion. And in those very moments, a deeper plan is unfolding, a greater journey being completed through each trial. Know that there are seasons in life when you may feel abandoned in the cold silence. But no, I have never left. Even when everything feels lost in the fog, my light continues to kindle a quiet hope within your soul. I am not distant, watching you struggle through the storm. I walk with you through every dark cloud, guiding you through every unseen tempest. It is in the moments when you feel crushed that I am engraving deeper worth and inner strength within you. As David declared in Psalm 23:4, Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. I am with you the same way, never a step away. The limits you once thought were your end are, in truth, the beginning of a new unveiling. You were not born to live quietly in a shell of fear. You were called out of hiding to live as a witness to true life, a life comforted, sustained, and directed by the one who knows every hair on your head. What you see as failure today will become the foundation of a stronghold of growth and influence tomorrow. Do not fear testing, for it is where the finest parts of you are refined and revealed. I have given you a spirit not of weakness, but of power, love, and self-control. It is when you choose to stand amidst hardship and press forward that you connect with the deep purpose I placed in you from the beginning. Remember this, you are not a random piece in the swirl of the cosmos. You are a vital part of a divine symphony I am composing. Every note from you brings life, comfort, and transformation to the world around. Though whispers from the shadows may try to make you doubt yourself, hold your spirit firm. The enemy of your soul will always seek to sow fear and insecurity. But refuse to listen to those voices. Choose instead to believe what I speak about you. You are not defined by your mistakes or temporary circumstances, but by the divine identity I placed within you. You are my beloved child, destined for meaningful purpose and not to drown in despair, but to shine like the dawn in a dim world. If you look in the mirror and see only your limits, change your gaze. See through eyes of faith, for within you lies a potential yet to be fully uncovered. I have placed in you wisdom, compassion, and the power to bring change. Do not fear leaving your comfort zone. Great things never come to those who choose only ease. It is in facing and engaging with challenges that you will see. I have long been waiting to open doors no one can shut. You may not see results immediately, but do not let that derail you. Every seed of faith sown will bear fruit in due season. Let your words, your choices, and each small act today become an echo of life. As Scripture teaches in Proverbs 18:21, life and death are in the power of the tongue. Do not underestimate your voice, for it carries the power to bless or destroy. So proclaim what is good, speak life, and declare the truth about your divine nature, the truth that will shake both heaven and earth. Today, I call you to live not just for yourself, but as an inspiration for others. When you stand firm in the storm, the weary will find in you an example to follow. When you choose love over bitterness, you testify that the greatest power is still kindness. Live as though each day is an opportunity to plant seeds not for temporary rewards, but for the eternal legacy that will blossom. As Galatians 6-9 encourages, let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. On, my child, do not delay any longer. Do not wait until you feel strong to take a step. It is your surrender that opens the way for me to move powerfully in your life. Remember, you were not created merely to survive but to shine. And in this sacred companionship, you will not only overcome, you will exceed. You will not only be protected, you will be sent forth to reach the souls still wandering. For you are my child, bearing within you a fragment of eternity. And because of that, your journey is sacred, precious, and a living testimony of unfailing love. Beloved, listen closely to the whisper of my voice in your spirit at this holy hour. What I speak is not just to comfort, but to revive and restore the weary part of your soul. I know every burden you carry, every fear you hide in silence, every dream you've buried, thinking you are unworthy. But I come to remind you that it is in weakness where my power is made perfect. As Paul wrote in 2 Corinthians 12-9, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Take this into your heart, because from this moment, a new wind is blowing upon your destiny. You have passed through dark valleys, where everything felt empty and meaningless. But I was there. When no one saw your tears in the night, I was beside you. When you lacked the strength to even pray, I still surrounded you with unfailing mercy. Now, let your heart soften. Do not harden it. Do not doubt the love I have for you. I do not rebuke you for being weary. I simply call you back. For from where you stand, I see a far greater picture than you can imagine. I know you have once believed, once hoped, and were then wounded. But look, now the seed sown does not die in the soil. It quietly takes root, and in its season, it will sprout. So it is with all I have planted in you will not return void. Open your heart, for the harvest is coming. I am ushering you into a new season, a season of spiritual rebirth, of walking in power, not just by your own effort. From today, I will cause you to see doors open that you never dared to dream of. Delays will begin to shift. Those who once turned away will witness the miracle I do through your life. You will no longer live with a sense of lack, not because of earthly wealth, but because you have found me as your true source. I am your provider, your good shepherd, and I will not let you lack what is needed for the journey ahead. You no longer need to seek your worth in the eyes of the world, for your value was established at the cross, the blood of my beloved Son. Jesus is the proof that you are worthy to be loved, forgiven, and to live a meaningful life in Him. Therefore, do not let lies dwell in your mind any longer. Cast them out. Just as Jesus rebuked the devil in the wilderness with the word, you can do the same. Use my promises as a double-edged sword. Every time you feel afraid, declare, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Psalm 23-4. When you feel alone, remember, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Hebrews 13-5. And when you feel too small in this vast world, remember, I know the plans I have for you, plans to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29-11. Believe that my promises will not delay. I am not bound by time, but I am always on time. Though things may seem slow, know that in every silent moment, I am working deeply in your heart, reshaping, healing old wounds, rekindling cold faith, and setting you upon a new foundation. One day, you will look back and see it was those seemingly meaningless moments that became the launching ground for an outpouring of grace. My dear child, do not fear the noise of the world, for I am the one who speaks the final word. I chose you before the foundation of the world. I know your name. I know the gifts you carry within, and I never call anyone without equipping them to fulfill the call. So when you hear the inner prompting to begin again, to move forward, to forgive, or to offer yourself to a new mission, respond. Do not hesitate. Do not excuse yourself. For I am seeking those who are willing, not those who are perfect. From this day forward, learn to live each moment in my presence. Take time to listen, to worship, to stay close to, truth not because I need it, but because your soul does. You cannot withstand life's battles by your own strength forever. You need the living water that flows from me, the light from above to guide your every step, the wisdom of the Holy Spirit to discern what is true. And above all, you need my unconditional love to keep loving other seven when they hurt you. My child, rise in my name. Do not bow your head to old failures. Let me wipe your tears. I am ready to lead you into territories you've never walked before. And at every step, I will be there in the little things, in the great things, even in those things you never dared believe could happen. For I am the God of miracles, of mercy, and of faithful promises. Believe this: if I have begun a good work in you, I will surely bring it to completion. For my name's sake, for the love I have for you, and for the glory I will reveal through your life, you will no longer be the same. You will emerge like refined gold from the fire, and all of heaven will rejoice. For you, the one I so dearly love, have chosen to trust me and walk with me until the very end. My beloved child, today, I must reveal to you something of great importance, something that has quietly unfolded around you for many days. I do not speak to you in reproach, but with unchanging love, from the deepest place in my heart for you. I know you are walking through difficult crossroads, and in those very moments, faces that seem harmless are hiding schemes that wound your soul. They smile, yet their hearts are not pure. They come close, yet sincerity is absent. And I need you to stay alert. There is something you have yet to fully see. My child, truth always reveals itself to those who seek it with a sincere heart. But the deceiver will try to cover the light with layers of sweetness. Do not let delay in your actions become the open door through which the enemy enters. Each moment you hesitate, each time you doubt what I whisper into your heart, darkness draws nearer. But I am here, ready to pull you out of that snare. As the scriptures say, the devil prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. 1 Peter 5-8. Therefore, be alert and give no room for deception. You have believed that your past mistakes have locked you in place. But listen closely. It is not the past that defines you, it is the choices you make from this day forward. I do not require perfection in order to love you. It is in your weakness that I reveal my power. Lift your head, for what is behind you cannot steal the destiny I have placed in your hands. Let my word be the sword that severs the invisible cords binding your soul. My child, do not ignore my voice again. There have been messages I've spoken to you in dreams, through others, and even through the smallest of signs, but you brushed them aside, thinking they were mere coincidences. No, my child, they were callings. I have knocked on the door of your heart countless times, and today, I knock once more louder, more urgently, because time is no longer yours to delay. Every moment you hesitate is a moment further from your divine calling. When confusion floods your mind, when everything in you says no one understands, remember this: I understand every thought, every crack in your heart. I am not a stranger to your pain. I bore it all on the cross. And when you feel like you are dying inside from loneliness, that is when I am stepping into your darkest room with the light of healing. Do not shut your heart any longer. I am waiting to fill you with new life. O child, return to me. Do not only hear these words and move on. Do not let the noise of life drown out the sound of truth. The enemy comes with sweet promises, but his motive is to destroy your soul. He knows you carry a divine destiny, and that is exactly why he uses every tactic to make you forget it. But I remind you again, you are not ordinary. Within you is a fire that only my grace can ignite. Let that fire burn again. Listen, child, you must act. Start by listening to the voice I have placed within you. Step away from influences that pull you from me. Surround yourself with those who live in truth and light. Do not compromise with falsehood for the sake of temporary comfort. True peace does not come from pretending it, comes from standing firm in what is right, even when it means standing alone. Every time your heart grows weary, run to me. Do not run away. For you are not abandoned, you are found. Stand up, put on the armor of light, and keep walking. In my name, great doors will open if you dare to knock. Miracles will unfold if you believe. Don't wait for your emotions to align before you move forward. Faith doesn't depend on feelings, only on obedience. I want you to remember this. No one and nothing can stop you, except your own willingness to compromise. You are stronger than you think. For I am the one who upholds you each day. Step out of your comfort zone. Take your rightful place, the one you were created to occupy. Do not let a counterfeit enemy claim the throne of your mind. For that throne belongs to me, my beloved child. Today I give you a new beginning, not because you deserve it, but because my love never runs dry. Respond to this call with action. Share the truth with others in my name. My child, you are the light in a dark world. Remain in that light. And when the night falls, when trials come again, remember this: I do not sleep. I am your protector, the one who sees from the beginning to the end, the one who never breaks a promise. For that reason, live as one who knows they are loved, chosen, and sent. Thank you for listening to this message today. Click subscribe and turn on notifications so we may receive the living word together. Build unshakable faith and walk in the boundless love of the Lord. Amen.